guys, it's Melissa. Happy Friday. Have a fun tutorial, a little hack for you today. I'm sorry I haven't been here all week. It's been a bit of a crazy week. And I am ready for weekend. So here's what we are going to do. If you are cutting distressed designs or grunge type designs, you can get a lot of those little like bits and pieces on the innards of your design. So a lot of people shy away from those kind of designs because it seems like it's going to be a lot of a pain in the butt weeding. Well, I have a little hack for you today so you are not going to be afraid of weeding grunge type designs or distressed type designs anymore. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to set your design up in Silhouette Studio, and I am using a design that is from the Distressed and Grunge So Fancy bundle. So I threw that link up there, and I also threw a written tutorial up there for what I'm about to tell you of how to set this up. So you're gonna pull your design into Silhouette Studio and release the compound path. So why you're going to do that is because it's then going to give you access to all the little bits and pieces. You're gonna put the little bits as one color and the rest of the design as another color. So that can be a line color or a solid fill color. Then when you go to the send panel, instead of cutting under simple, you're gonna cut under line or fill, and you are going to have the settings be different for the outline as opposed to the distressed areas. So the distressed areas, you are going to tell it that you basically want it to cut clear through not only the heat transfer vinyl, but the backing as well. And so it's going to self-weed for you, all right? So what I do is the little distressed areas, I tell it that I am cutting flock heat transfer because it has a deeper blade and a higher force. And then for the rest of it, I cut regular smooth heat transfer vinyl. And I'm gonna show you this. I already cut part of my design and weeded it because this is a little Christmas tree that has, it's gonna be a black background and then it's got this laid on top. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, pull you down here so you guys can see what I'm doing with the black. And this is a black distressed, let's turn this one this way. A black distressed Christmas tree. All right, so the outline of the Christmas tree and my weeding box are going to cut on the regular heat transfer smooth settings. And then the distressed areas, I have it set so those areas cut deeper and with more force, and I'm using the flock settings for that, okay? All right, so let's load this in. And oops, we'll go from there. Okay, so first thing, I've got it all set up in Studio so you guys can see. I'll turn it this way, and I will send it to cut, okay? So I'm using Auto Blade. Obviously, this is my Cameo 4. You can do this on any of the machines. If you are using a machine that cannot use an auto blade, in between the two settings, the blue for the distress and the red for the outline, you will need to manually adjust your blade. The auto blade, if it's set up in Silhouette Studio correctly, will automatically adjust for you, and you'll see that. Right now it's cutting the distressed areas. Oops, sorry if I froze, I got a call. It's gonna go back and reset, and then it'll cut the outline at a different force and a different blade depth, all right? Okay, so in the meantime, I have already cut this portion of my design, which is going to be, it's obviously a layered heat transfer vinyl. So this is the top. If you're wondering where this design came from, it came from the Grunge and Distressed bundle, which I threw up top. It has something like, well, it's a combination of fonts, excuse me, fonts and designs, so you can get them all, that limited time bundle. We are going to use my pink heat press. This heat press, I threw the link up there for that too. The reason I threw the link up for that is because it's on sale right now for Black Friday. So like the Black Friday deal is still going on. All right, so here we are. So the the distressed areas already cut. It reset. It's now not as deep of a blade and not as much force, and it's now going to cut my Christmas tree outline. So you'll see what happens here in a second when this is all done. Now, if you have a Cameo 4 and you are having trouble with it cutting, like it's kind of ghost cutting, there are two things. The cap on the blade could be loose. It also may not be fully down into the carriage. So you're going to want to make sure that that is completely down and locked in. Otherwise, it cannot hit the material, okay? All right, here we go. Now I did do a weeding box, so that's what this is. Okay. All right. Now before I weed this, I'm gonna just make sure that this is cut. Yeah, okay. So now we'll do this. Now watch this. The areas that I distressed, the large majority of them should stay behind on the mat, okay? Do you see that? It has self-weeded the distressed areas, or the large majority of them, so I don't have to do it, okay? And they've stayed behind on the mat because they have cut through both areas. Now the rest of them that didn't cut through, you know, most of them I can put down back on the mat and just pull through, okay? All right, so now I can pull off the weeding box and it will be right around my Christmas tree design, okay? So let's do that. And then we will put this all together on a shirt, which I have somewhere around here. Oh, right there on my chair, okay. Okay. Okay, now if you're wondering what cut settings, if you missed that on how I set it up to self-weed, I did put, there is a blog post which I linked to, you know, at the top of the post, so you can grab that as well, and then follow those steps, okay? So now you can see I do have a couple of little areas, but I can just pop them out. For the most part, I can just pop them out very easily, and I don't even have to weed, okay? There's just, I don't know, a few minor ones, but they all pop right out, okay? Most of what you saw, hopefully you saw, most of it stayed behind over here, okay? So that is how you self-weed. Now this works for heat transfer vinyl. It's not going to work for, adhesive vinyl, okay? Because adhesive vinyl doesn't have the same type of carrier sheet, okay? Let's get that up. Okay, so our design is now set, okay? Got that all. And I'm gonna grab a pair of scissors so I can trim around my tree. Okay, and then I'll pull you over to my heat press where we will put this on our shirt. Okay. All right, make sure you don't have any of the little areas. Okay, all right, so let's grab our shirt and we'll put this down here. Okay, I'm just going to place it about 2 to 3 inches below. Okay, lined up for the most part. Now, when you are layering heat transfer, excuse me, one of the reasons I've been absent this week, I haven't been feeling great. Hey Bob, there's someone at the door. When you are going to press layers like this, where you're going to put the first one and then after that you're going to put the second one, the first layer only put down for about 3 seconds, 1 to 3 seconds, just to tack it, okay? All right, so pull you over there and we will put this on our heat press. Okay, again, if you're interested in this heat press, it is on sale right now for a Black Friday deal. Okay, all right, so we're all set. Can you guys see? I've got my cameos coming down here. Hopefully you can see. I'll bring you a little bit closer. Okay, all right, so 1 to 3 seconds. Going to do that. That prevents the heat transfer from shrinking, okay? So now I have my front layer of my shirt, And I'm going to lay the second one over top. Okay, make sure that's nice and smooth. Now for this, I'm going to make sure that the way this was designed from the designer, she had the distressed layers going through both, which is great. So I'm going to try to line those up perfectly. And hopefully it hasn't shrunk at all because I only did the tack down with the first layer. Okay. And that's that. And then for this second layer, we're going to do about 15 to 20 seconds. And I am going to cover it with a Teflon because there's part of my heat transfer. You can't see that. There's part of my heat transfer up here that is exposed and not protected by the carrier sheet. So I do want to protect it with my Teflon. All right. Okay, so we'll do that for the full amount of time. Whoops. And then we will be done. Okay. All right. So if you guys are interested in any of the stuff, the tutorial, the heat press deal, or the distressed and grunge bundle, which now you should have no fear of cutting because you know how to do it. You can grab all those things. I threw links for all of them up there. All right, let's see how this came out. Just going to peel it back off. Okay, and ta-da! How cute, right? Super cute. So, that is my little hack for making grunge and distressed designs. The shirt, someone's asking where the shirt is from. This is a Next Level shirt. I think it's from All About Blanks, actually. They're starting to carry some apparel. So that is a little hack that you can use to eliminate 90% of the weeding when you're cutting very difficult designs. It also works for mandalas, however you want to say it. And you have to, make the innards that different line or fill color. And then you can adjust the cut settings for those so that they cut all the way through. Is it damaging the mat at all? No, it is not. It is not damaging the mat. Now I just need to go back and scrape those things off my mat, and I'm done. All right? All right, guys, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I will see you next week. The press is on sale. The link's up top. The press is on sale at Swing. It's $2.79. Excuse me, right now. Regularly $3.15. All right? All right, guys, have a good one. See ya.